In 1998, Rajiv Samant established Sula's first vineyard in the city of Nasik in western India. The first Sula wines were released in 2000. More and more neighborhood farmers began to grow grapevines, and the area under plantation for wine flourished. Today, Sula has 1,800 acres under dedicated grape cultivation and a current wine production of 600,000 cases per year, making the company India's largest producer of wines with a 65% market share. Sula has a wide range of products that span all categories, from premium to economy wines. The company has built the largest wine distribution footprint in India and has a presence in 32 of 35 states. Sula also currently exports its wines to 20 countries around the globe. The company has been a pioneer in supporting the economic upliftment of local farmers and in promoting sustainable wine production. Sula enjoys strong local community relations and focuses on providing direct and indirect employment to villagers. Sustainable practices are at the heart of Sula's wine production process. Initiatives in this area include the use of drip irrigation, rainwater harvesting, solar cogeneration, and organic farming. Over the years, Sula has won several domestic and international awards for its high-quality wines. Sula's first-mover advantage and innovative brand development have established the company as the dominant market leader in an exciting, fast-growing sector with significant barriers to entry.
The whole wine market in India, it's minuscule as far as international standards go. Basically, the consumption is approximately 11 milliliters. That's 0.011 liter per capita consumption. Now let's just compare this to China. They've hit about 1 liter at this point, so it's 100 times the per capita consumption of India, leave alone the US, the UK, which is like 15 liters ahead. Only 4 or 5 brands have survived, and that's the way I see this market evolving. There's going to be a rule of 3, just as we have in spirits and beer in the rest of the world. You know, in the rest of the world's wine producing regions, you might have 500 wineries that do reasonably well. That's not a market that's going to happen in India. I really see maybe 3 major wine brands emerging. Population becomes a little bit more educated, a little more exposed, more aspirational in the kinds of things that they consume, that they purchase. Wine is definitely going to be one of those things that takes off. It has been taking off, and it's going to continue on that path. More and more people into drinking wine in India, where it's still only 1% of all alcobev consumed. But that's also tremendous potential. So yeah, maybe it could keep me up at night, but it also keeps me energetic and motivated during the day. I was in California, I was at Stanford University, and then working at Oracle Corporation for a couple of years. One day just decided that I wanted to come back to India. And so quit, traveled around the world, landed up back in India. Coincidentally happened to go to Nasik because my father was born there and we were there for a family wedding. He takes me out to this small piece of land, 15 acres, with the real estate broker and said, I want to sell this land. And the real estate broker was saying, this is going to fetch you peanuts. I'm looking around and I'm saying, you know what? This reminds me of California, especially Sonoma. And I said, Dad, don't sell this land. I'd like to do something here. Starting with making 4,000 cases of wine in our first year. This year we will make over 600,000 cases of wine. Sula continues to grow faster than the market. We have above 65% market share of domestic wines produced and sold in India. If there's one thing that's characterized us over the last 15 years is that we have brought so many innovations to this market. We did things so differently. We were ahead of the game. We did, apart from Sauvignon and Chenin, India's first Riesling, Zinfandel, the first to do cold, refrigerated stainless steel winemaking, the first to use screw caps. You know, it's been one innovation after another. This is not just a country. It's 30 different countries posing as one country. That's the way that the whole alcoholic beverage market works in India. And we are one of the lucky guys who got in right at the beginning were able to build distribution. Building distribution today is incredibly difficult. One distributor will typically cover one city, no more than that. So Sula today has 100 distributors across the country. It's not that easy to deal with the Indian farmer. They have to believe in you, they have to have seen the evidence. With Sula, they've seen that. We are today dealing with about 300 farmers. Incredibly difficult today to get new growers to come on board and plant wine grapes if you don't have a track record like Sula has, is virtually impossible. To establish a new brand in this industry and take on the incumbents like Sula is so difficult because direct marketing and advertising of alcoholic beverages is not allowed in India. A big barrier to entry is basically the high import duties. India is quite a protected market. Wine is treated as an agricultural product, and the government is firmly committed to protecting the interests of farmers. The last 12 months have been difficult because economic growth was nowhere what we thought it would be 12 months ago. And yet the company has grown. Sula has seen 30% compounded growth rate for the last 6 to 7 years, and we see no reason why this entire market will not grow at 20% plus for the next decade.